This is part of the goal is to show a coordinated and unified front in making a stand here in Ulster County against this epidemic of gun violence that we face. In 2019, we have had 265 mass shootings across the United States of America, more than one per day in 2019. In 2018, and this particularly gets me as someone who has served, there were more children killed in schools in the United States than soldiers, American soldiers, killed overseas in combat. I just want to let that sink in terms of the scope of the problem.
I just had a conversation recently in reference to the stigma of mental health, and it starts with communication. The alternative of not communicating problems and issues with a loved one can be catastrophic. So we need to partner with our communities. We need the people that we represent to trust us and pick up the phone if there's an issue or a problem.
And this law is going to make that even more effective. This is a tool for law enforcement. It's a tool for schools. It's a tool for families, designed to make us safer. And that's why we're here. That's our job.
Moms is a bipartisan organization, and there are gun owners who are also part of this, part of Moms. Also, you don't have to be a mom, and you don't have to be a woman. Moms Demand Action gratefully recognizes the New York State lawmakers for passing the Extreme Risk Protection Order legislation, which is the first in the nation law of this kind. Ulster County is the first county in the state to fully implement a comprehensive coordination and awareness effort to maximize the life-saving potential of this new law.
The form here is provided by the court system. The legislation mandates that the state Supreme Court system that actually administers the program publishes the form and ultimately receives the form. But anyone who has a concern can either go to local law enforcement, regional, county level law enforcement, or state. They can also approach school administration officials, and those would be the starting points that I would suggest if someone does have a concern.
We want to bring attention to the red flag law and the various other legislation. We've passed it in New York State, but it needs to be passed in Congress as well. So that's why it was to alert Congress, because the U.S. Congress has actually passed it, but the Senate has not, and they're dragging their heels on this as well.
And even though legislation is passed in the House, it's worth talking to your House representatives about your concerns, because that emboldens them to keep working on it.
We also encourage people who have relatives or friends in other states, perhaps states where they haven't passed this kind of legislation, to put pressure on their legislators.